Hello, my lovely gathering of the Griots folk. How are you today? I'm so glad you're back with us. And I put my locks on the side so we can have some fun. Anyway, today is a whole nother level, baby. I'm taking you into the future. But before I do that, talking about this metaverse, let's get it going with my girl Naima Latif. You know how we do this. Intros time.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network. Call 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Hi, guys. Hold on. Hi, guys. Oh, my God. What's up? I just got to wave to you. What's up? Let's clap for today. I just love it. You're in the metaverse. You're looking at the metaverse Asada. Oh, I'm so loving it. So we'll be back with her shortly. But in the meantime, did you all see my girl? That's my metaverse girl. So the metaverse is a place let's clear the word metaverse. Okay. It was brought to my attention. Some people might think it means, the thing that Zuckerberg does. He has meta, nope. The metaverse is a simulated environment that replicates the real world, right? So, but in the metaverse, you could do a lot of different things. Some people create metaverse worlds where they do things. And so we have a Soulful Chicago metaverse world that allows you to do a litany of things. And so before I bring on the first author, my man, Big E, yeah, just know that you're tuned into Gathering of the Griots. That's how we roll. But I'm going to take us into the metaverse a little bit. And we're just going to walk around and look at some things and then talk to the authors that have been making it happen since this started. So let's go back to the metaverse real quick to my girl. And then we're going to walk around a tad. We won't take long, but I think it's important for us to see, baby. Come on with it. All right. So there's my girl. I'll wave again, right? And if I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk back 8, walk forward 8. Now, first of all, you see my book. I'm gonna turn myself around so that I can walk comfortably to my booth and everywhere else. So let's go. Let me change my thing to normal camera. Okay. Now watch this. See my book over there? You could walk. Matter of fact, I don't want to walk. You see my world. When you're in the metaverse world, you can press these books and buy them, but we're going to see what is in store when you go inside these booths. Let me see. Let me see if this legit. Let me see if my booth is legit. Let me see. I got spanked and I turned out fine. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Kids today need to be beat. What else am I supposed to do? He's so bad. You see that? Walk into my booth. You can walk into any booth and you're going to see what video represents that booth, represents that book. You see how I'm walking over to the, I'm going to walk over here to the book building area. Yes, indeed. Look at this. This is our member, one of our members right here. Look at this. Uh-oh, my girl Michelle. Let's see if it'll go to it. Now, doing the metaverse at the same time as StreamYard, I've never done it before, but it's all right. Y'all get the gist, right? You see what it's about? Okay, cool. So let me stop sharing and come on back to y'all for a minute. All right, there we go. There we go. Hercules. So now, y'all was here. I hope y'all was hearing me that whole time because I sure was talking. But I'm going to introduce a guest. This brother, this is my road dog. Boop, 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 boop. And this brother has been just on the scene, and he got a story about him and the metaverse. And so I'm going to bring him on right now so we can take a look and listen, because it was a journey. Wasn't it a journey, brother?
Amazing. Amazing. I tell you, I learned so much, and I was just every time I was there, I was happy.
Yes.
It was a beautiful experience. Yeah, from beginning to end. I tell you, well, you can't say end because we back. Huh?
We are back, right? So here's the deal, y'all. What I loved it was that Ernest was given a donation for the book fair, right? And so he said, he gave me the donation, and I'm like, this is the same price as the be in the book fair. So I was like, Ernest, you think you're gonna give me this money and you're not gonna be in the book fair, right? So he was like, well, some authors are out there with their books and they made it and they did that and it's good, but not necessarily pushing it out there to the world. So I told Ernest, I was like, you gonna be in the Metaverse book fair. And so you can't get in the Metaverse on your phone, right? So tell a story about what you had to do, because all you had at the time was that phone. What you had to do?
Yeah, well, I didn't. I had a computer, but it wasn't working properly.
Okay.
And yeah, so I had to go to Best Buy. Yeah, Best Buy, and I walked in. I didn't know what to ask for. I just told the man I needed a computer, and he said, "What kind?" I said, "What kind you got?" And he went to show him the computer. I didn't want to get the big one, with the what you call it, the desktop. I wanted the small one, and that's what I got. And I was blessed. My credit was good enough that I was able to walk in there with no money and walk out with a computer.
Boom, boom.
That was my big blessing there, and I've been rolling ever since. Yeah, I've been rolling ever since.
See, guys, y'all be making up barriers. I think we look at the barriers so much that even if they don't exist, we make them exist. We be like, look, we be like, I want to come that time, but it's gonna be a lot of traffic. And it's like,
That's right.
you're not even in it yet. So
Right. Please.
why are you creating it, right?
There you
So
go.
no, we don't want that. And so the fact that you went and got the computer, let me tell y'all, see, that's next level. That's a different level of just knowingness. You know you want to do something.
There you go.
So
There
you
you
just
go.
make and so you just do it. You just make it happen, you know. And that's what I always admired about that story. So tell a little bit about because when you got the computer, did you even really understand what a metaverse was?
No, I had no idea. Had no idea. Had trouble. I'm still not good with computers, but
Okay.
I wrestled until I got inside, and wow, I love that word, wow. It was a wow experience, I tell you, and I just not just the not it was so many things. There's so
Hmm.
many different uh, buildings and activities and scenery, and I got on a boat one time and went all the way around this particular metaverse was on an island,
Hmm.
and I rode all the way around the island in the boat. One time, my couple of my nieces and nephews were there when I was in the metaverse, and I'm in the boat, and this somebody was out had fell. One of the authors was in the boat too. Well, no, they were out of the boat. They had fell into the water out of the boat. And my nephew said, "Run over," and she could hear him. And she said, "What?" She said, "I said no." So we had I tell you, the experience and the scenery from the boat. But then there's a thing that too that's called metaverse. I mean, that's called teleport.
Yes.
Man, you don't have to walk everywhere. You can go in your little box and press where you want to go, and you end up there instantly. I
Mm,
mean, instantly.
mm.
The, you go from one building, one. The, I'm 50 years old, but I've been 50 years old for over 33 years. And when we went to the dance hall, I was 50 years old again. Really.
Yes. Yo, I tried to find videos of us dancing so much, but whatever, I couldn't find it. But yo, this let me tell you, first of all, let's check him. Let's check my man out. Check it out. Now, this is Ernest doing a book discussion in the metaverse. Okay. So he's talking about all of these great experiences and uh dealing with, I mean, the metaverse was similar to how my book fairs can be. You're really not there just selling your book. You are watching entertainment. You
Huh.
might be dancing.
Yes.
You might be doing poetry. Like it's so many things that can be going on.
Yes.
So in the metaverse, boat rides and dancing and all of that is real. I just shared with you the metaverse, a little bit of it a few minutes ago. But yo, it's so much you can do. But we're authors. So there's that. We were there to sell books, talk books, do books. This
Yeah.
image shows you doing a book discussion. Can you talk a little bit about that experience for you?
Wow. Now, I have several books. Only published at that time. I only published one, and my God, just for me to talk about my book, I had never talked about the book before,
Mm,
so that was new for me. And and to be interrogated about it, it really made it alive for me. It
mhm,
brought my spirit into the reality of the book.
mhm,
And I tell you, I'm in the discussion. I'm from New Orleans.
mhm,
I'm from New Orleans, and there were people in the audience in the metaverse from Mississippi, Alabama, and Oh, all over the world, really. What, Japan, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm telling you, the discussion of my book. Some people got upset with the name of my book, The Game of Life and How to Play It.
Okay.
They didn't want to accept life as being a game. I
Mm.
had no problem with that. That was your problem, not mine. And yeah, so I went on and discussed the game of life, and it was like being in the stands at a football game.
Mm.
Well, no, not necessarily a football game, but a game you're not familiar with,
Got you.
and watching the people out there running back and forth and knocking each other down, and you just watching and cheering and don't know what you're watching, but you're getting excited with the crowd, and somebody walk up behind you and tap you and say, "You lose." Oh, and you didn't even know you were playing the game.
Mm. Mm.
Believe me, if somebody is winning and somebody is losing, you in a game. You
Yes.
just don't know the rules. You
Mm.
don't know how to play the game.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was what my book was about, to give you the rules for living, for playing the game.
Got you.
Yeah.
So y'all see those images, right? That was literally Ernest with his yellow. Look, we both had on yellow. What we doing? We both had on our yellow suits. You can get in the metaverse, create whatever outfit you want, and all of that. So this was a room, and people were actually there, like you see in that picture, and they were able to ask questions as Ernest talked about the book, and um, I just think that what I love about the metaverse is that we were able to eliminate space and time as a barrier.
Hmm.
Now,
Wow.
let me break that down now, y'all. Now, okay, to be
Okay.
able to eliminate the barrier of time and space. Here's what I'm talking about. All those people, like he said, they from different parts of the world, different states. We've even had different countries, as you'll see a little later. But if I said in, let's say, Facebook, meet me in the metaverse in 2 minutes, they all show up.
Hey.
You cannot do that in real life. In real
Yeah.
life, you'll be talking about this traffic jam,
Yeah.
had to get ready. You can be on the toilet in the metaverse, baby. We don't know. Look, we don't know now. So I love that, and I love that, and I want to ask you a question about, if you never really talked about the book much before the metaverse, what happened after with the book? Like what types of things happened with your book after once you got
Oh
into the
my
metaverse?
God. People were exposed, especially the people that were in the metaverse. Most of them bought the book.
Mm, mm-hmm,
Most of them bought the book before I had a couple of sales, I'm not exaggerating when I say a couple. I
mm,
I, I wasn't pushing it.
mm,
I
mm,
wasn't trying. Even my family wasn't buying the book.
mm.
So yeah, but once it got exposed like that, I made some money. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
was blessed.
and then the people, because I think the brother from Japan even bought your book.
I'm sure he did. Yes. Oh yeah, no, I had to mail it to him. That's right. I sure did. Yeah. I didn't do it like you said do it, but I did it.
You got it done.
Yeah, I got it done.
Guys, and see, that's what I'm talking about. See, the metaverse, who up in here is selling a book to somebody in Japan
Hmm.
or Mississippi? It just was a world. It eliminated the barrier of space.
Go
You
ahead now.
see,
Yes,
a
yes.
man that's in a different country trying to connect with these authors, what? It could happen in the metaverse. And that was the beautiful thing about any and all that we were doing. Now, let me tell y'all one of the things I love the most about my man, Big E, in the metaverse. That dude was a chameleon. Look, he be looking different. Let me tell you something. Look, uh-oh. This is look. Uh-oh. So see here, Ernest is looking at, we had a room where we were honoring our literary ancestors. And you can see on the wall, we got Intisaki Shange, we got Timio D. Black, we got Maya Angelou, we got Francis Cress Welsing, James Baldwin, Margaret Burroughs. And so, but we were in the room, parlaying and learning these different people. Who are these people, these literary ancestors? But you could see there, my man got on his Kango, boo, 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 with his, he said, I'm going to give myself gray hair this time, whatever I want. But yo, sometimes he ain't got gray hair. There you go. Sitting right there, sitting outside. He said, no, today I'm doing Billy D. Now I'm doing Billy D. Williams at this meeting. And so one of my favorite quotes that you made, whether you was trying to make a quote or not, one of the quotes said, you said one time, I love the metaverse because I can do things here that I can't do in real life.
Hey, no, that's a fact.
Talk about it. What is that? What kind? What were you able to do?
Oh, there's so many things. I mentioned teleport. I meant I haven't been on a boat ride since I think one time in Chicago. I've been here over 20 years, and one time I went on a boat ride. And just the skyscraper. I went up in a tower in the metaverse and was able to look over the whole city, I guess you would call it,
Mm-hmm.
and just the experience of and I went up the steps partway, and then I teleported the rest because I got tired. I got tired of walking.
And that's the funny thing, yo. It shows you how much the mind really does navigate how we operate. Because obviously we in the metaverse, right? And I have teleported myself, talking about I don't feel like walking over there. You ain't tired. You in the metaverse, but this need for speed, and let me just teleport there. And so you just go click and it say put you on the beach, or you make a click and it'll put you by the boats, or it'll put you in the dance hall, right? Just put you wherever you want.
I went to the soccer field. I played soccer with. I didn't have any competition. I was feeling just with myself, but I had fun on the soccer field, and it was a real soccer field with a real ball, and you had to practice kicking. That was the main thing. You had to be in a certain position to manipulate the ball.
That's
But
right.
look, I got
That's
it going. You
you
just got
learned
to
how to
be.
do it, didn't you?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I have a picture. I gotta find it. Oh, here, look at this. Watch this. Hold up. Boom. Mama
Yeah.
playing basketball.
All right. All
They
right.
got basketball now, baby. Oh, that was playing ball in my heels. Don't get it twisted. Look,
Yes.
look, the
Yes.
metaverse is the only place you're gonna see Asada in some heels. Because
Okay.
in the
Okay.
real world, I'm not wearing no heels. But in the metaverse, I could put on a little heel for you. Do that, walk around and what have you.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
this whole experience, um, and I'm gonna tell you one of the things I really enjoyed watching. So, you guys, when you come in the metaverse, first of all, you got to learn how to walk. First of
Yes.
all, you
Oh,
got to
yeah.
learn how to take a step. It's amazing. It's so humbling because I had some people come in the metaverse that were really big people, meaning um, they, in real life, they are, whatever they are in society, big folks. But coming in that metaverse, look, you come in that metaverse and you can't walk. I got to show you how to walk. It's not hard. You just got to press those arrows, y'all.
Yeah.
So once they
Yeah.
get to walking, and then I show them how to use the arrows or use your mouse, and then you can walk, baby. Once people can take those steps, and then I show them how to do the dance moves. Oh
Go
no.
ahead now. Go
Oh,
ahead now. Go ahead.
being
Yes.
there doing samba and doing hip hop and like he said, who doing all that in real life? All them steps I be able to do when I'm dancing. And I can't dance, but in the metaverse, I could really get it on. I could get it on like turkeys in the comb. So one of the things though that I really enjoyed watching when you came in the metaverse, the walking part, good, got that. But you all rose to the occasion and
Hmm.
really got your booths set up with either PowerPoint presentations or
Wow. Wow.
videos. And so, y'all, that was like a whole nother gradient
That's
for
right.
authors because you wasn't just going and setting up a booth with a table and chairs. No,
You're right.
walk in that booth, that like you just saw in that room with me, the video comes on or the PowerPoint comes on. And I saw you getting assistance from, I think it was either Portia or Margaret. Just do you remember getting assistance to make that happen?
Right. Yes,
What
definitely.
was that
Definitely.
like? What was that
Who it was, I don't really remember.
like? Okay.
They wrote a children's book.
That was Margaret then. That was Margaret.
Okay. And
Mhm.
she was she was on it. I mean, from beginning to end, walked me through it.
Mhm.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
look, another blessing. That's all.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a fostering of another relationship, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what so to where these authors not only you go to a book fair, you might be across from somebody or what's up, you in your booth, y'all trying to sell your book. But in a metaverse, I'm talking about real deal relationships
Hmm.
were established in the metaverse
Yeah,
because we needed each other.
sure
We in
did.
we in a whole new world. And so what you talking about? We may not fully understand how to operate it or so I just love the environment because we really grew together in the metaverse.
Sure,
And I
sure.
want more of our people to come to the table and grow in the metaverse. There's so much
Mm,
we can do there. I have one brother, his wife gonna be on shortly, but he was like, I go into the metaverse after work. He said, and I go in the metaverse when I get home from work and just walk around. He said,
That's
sometimes I go in the dance hall and dance by myself. He says, sometimes I'll take a boat ride. Sometimes, like,
yeah,
it is this
yeah,
environment where we can now have these experiences. Y'all gonna hear some
yeah.
experiences in a minute from these other authors that again can't really be had here.
Hmm.
Right now, if I want to see you, I gotta come over there. I gotta get the bus. I gotta swipe my card. I gotta sit down. I gotta deal with the wild people on the bus. Whatever. But in the metaverse, I can meet with you right now
Hey,
and tell you, yo, meet me at the lighthouse or meet me, in the workshop wave conference
that's
room
it. There you go.
in minutes. And so, yeah, that ability to control time like that, I want
Hmm.
our people to get hip to some new skills because marching ain't it, y'all. We in 2024
Go ahead now.
and we don't
Yes.
have to plan once we have adversity. Like we have adversity and then here come us trying to plan something. No, we need to plan before anything happens and
Hmm.
plan now and see when we go in the metaverse, we're together, we're in our own quarters, um, and we have an opportunity to at a drop of a dime to
Go
to
ahead.
make things happen and to really get these plans going. And so, so much happened, and I just want to thank you, Ernest, for having the faith in me in the metaverse to not even fully know what it was, but you went and made it happen. Went to Best Buy, bought the computer. All of y'all out there talking about I don't have no computer, stop,
Yes,
stop.
ma'am.
We
I
go
have that kind of
go
yeah,
ahead.
I have that kind of respect for you. I know you're a manifester, and I I would follow you.
Thank you for that. And man, look, with my tissue, yo, I be usually be having tissue. People be making me cry on the show. I be, ah. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much, brother, because you defied a lot of barriers. And I think even age, talking about what? 50 plus 33, whatever, for 33 years I've been saying this. Come on, y'all. I don't want to hear nothing about your generation. I don't want to hear no barriers. Let's make this happen. So thank you for being with us, Ernest. We are going to continue today with more authors that are going to boom, 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 explain the importance about the metaverse. But I thank you for being a part.
Thank you.
All right. Peace. So, y'all, we are going to be back in a minute after these messages. So stay tuned.
Anase went back to the village with the golden box. He set the golden box and gathered the children as you are gathered now. He opened that box and stories just rushed out of the box.
This is why we are here, because of these people right here. Give it up for the young people today, baby. Give it up better than that, adults. Tell us adults that can't.
Hi, I'm Lauren Cress Love. I'm the sister of the late Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, author of the ISIS Papers and the Cress Theory on Color Confrontation. We're Chicago natives, and to honor her legacy, I'll have her books at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair, Saturday, July 16th, 2016. Be there.
Black Fairy is in this book. Young John Henry, everyone's familiar with the young John Henry, and Deadwood Dick, who's a black cowboy. So these are three plays that are in this book, which has been used by a lot of groups, universities that have produced plays for children.
Hey, Black Child by Cindy Perkins. Hey, Black Child, do you know who you are?
Hi, I'm Joyce Clark. I'm 92 years old, and I have written books for black girls so that they know how important they are and they learn the mystery to their history. I'm going to be at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair, and I want to see you there.
Saturday, August 3rd, 2019.
Join us for the 2022 virtual Soulful Chicago Book Fair. Meet the authors of Black children's books.
And this book is most appropriate for elementary school age children.
History books, books about wealth, spirituality, fiction, and more.
Working on the 8th one now, and I'd like you to check it out. What do you think?
Come to shop, see concerts, and network for 6 months, and do it all in our fully animated environment.
This book is going to help you remember those questions. So once again, I thank you so much for stopping by my booth. Thank you so much.
Launch with us February 12th, 2022. Get your Macs and PCs ready to download the private link below, and we'll see you there.
You just got to go. You just got to go.
Don't play with me. Oh, you see that? You just got to go. Thank you, Amandilo. Amandilo is just what? so essential in my life. So you see how we roll. You saw the virtual Soulful Chicago Book Fair. It is a metaverse. I call it the virtual Soulful Chicago Book Fair because some people are like, what? Metaverse? What's that? But look, it's bigger than Zoom, baby. This ain't no Zoom book fair. No, this is the metaverse. We're going to come in here, live. You don't even need to breathe, but you can live up in there. You don't need to even eat up in there. But in the metaverse, it's no violence. It's no just, like I said, the barriers don't exist there. And I'm going to show you somebody. This sister was such a supporter of the metaverse. Oh God. Not only was she a supporter of the metaverse, she was the woman that you just saw that said, and this is my book, this is my health journal. And she was like, woo, 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 dancing. What? Not only was she there, but her husband was there. He was there. He's in the metaverse more than me. I loved it. And so I'm about to bring on no other than this lovely sister. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Hey, Sandra.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm just loving life, girl. I'm so happy you are here because Hercules, you got a whole bunch of stories
I
about
do.
just being in the metaverse and taking advantage of it. Because, see, y'all, it's sort of like Noah, right? God told Noah, build the boat. Now, Noah ain't have no master mariner's degree. He wasn't even in the service, knowing how to drive no boat. But he built a boat. He told all the creator told him was build a boat, right? And so good, he did. But the people had to make the decision to get on with him. And so I liken myself to that in a sense because creator said, this is during 2020 during the pandemic. Oh God, I was so glad to rest. But then God was like, you're not going to just rest. You got to build something. And that's how I was led to create something 3D that we can all be a part of. But you, Sandra, you ain't even know me, but you had faith enough to do it. And so talk a little bit about how you got to that point of even choosing to do the book fair in the metaverse.
You know, before I go into that, I just want to give you your credit and your prompts for being such the magnificent leader that you are. The words and the work that you did with, not just myself, but with the other authors that were a part of the metaverse and allowing us to grow, not only grow ourselves, but grow our businesses and grow our thoughts out of that little pea pot of a shell that they start in. And wow, just expand it, right? So before I just wanted to give you your prompts before I tell you how I did get started. I honestly believe that my meeting you and my becoming a part of, and I don't want to just say mine, but I want to say our, because me and my husband are in this together. But our journey of becoming closely with you, closely tied to you, is this. I was up one night, and this is normally what happens. I was up one night, late at night, and I was just going through some stuff. I had just came out with this journal, and I was like, okay, well, how am I going to get this journal out to people? I realized that my journal is not for everybody because everybody is not, I'm not going to say they don't have health concerns, but I'm going to say everybody doesn't pay really close attention to those health concerns. So I was like, okay, well, this is something that I have to get out there because I'm tired of our people hurting and dying and suffering and not knowing that there's a way around being proactive that they can do this. And your book fair came up and I said, oh, this looks really interesting, the virtual book fair. Well, I went ahead and signed up to become an author in the virtual book fair, not knowing if you would even accept the journal because the journal is a specialized book. But I took a chance, stepped out there. First, my husband and my son thought, you know what, my mother done lost, my wife done lost. But once they got used to it and saw it, especially my husband, once he got used to it and saw it, like you said, Asada, he would be at night when he came home from work in the boat. I would get up in the morning time at like 7 o'clock to start work. He'd be sitting in the back in our business office, and he would be in the metaverse. And I'm like, what you doing? Right? He goes sleep on his days off, wake up, he want to go in the metaverse. I'm like, dude, but you thought I was crazy. Right? But that just goes to show you that I have a support network behind me that's like, look, you in it. Let me see what it's about. If I'm in it, I'm gonna get into it too. And that's what happened. And because of that, our business growth and our network of who we know and who we meet and who we talk to could continue to grow. Our business path continue to grow. So when I say that, we met people in the metaverse. One of the young ladies that we met in the metaverse is now on my board. I have a nonprofit. It's called the Chalmers Medi Health Foundation. It's a health information and medical resource group. And she's on our board. But if it wasn't for the metaverse, I wouldn't have met her. If it wasn't for you hosting these weekly Friday get-togethers and parties and saying, and allowing us the space to actually come and show our book and do things that we have to do, we wouldn't be there. Like, I wouldn't have her in my life. And I'm so thankful to you that you were able to get us together and draw us together in the different genres. She lives in Alabama. I'm in Chicago. Would I have met her at a book fair? Maybe, maybe not. But even if I had met her at a book fair, it wouldn't have allowed us to grow that link for those 3 months that we was in that metaverse to become that closely intertwined into you doing that, I'm doing this. Let's collaborate and do it together.
Right.
It wouldn't have come about. And guess what? Because it came about, even more people across the country are able to take advantage of the services that we offer.
Wow.
That have happened at a on-site book fair. Once again, maybe, maybe not. But the metaverse gave us that space that we needed in order to continue to grow out, right? So that's, what drew me. That's what kept me. I met I call him my big brother. I haven't spoken to him in a while, Benjamin. Our relationship grew because of that book, the metaverse. We were there all the time. My husband and him grew a very close relationship. But these are some things that you have to think about. And once again, the metaverse is really not, it's new, but how do we make it new with a passion? How do we make it new and sustainable? We cannot make it new and sustainable if we stay away from it. We have to start being the first to learn of opportunities and to learn of resources. We can't continue to sit back. And once again, as I tell the clients that I talk to, we got to stop, and even the clients, but the business groups that I speak to, we got to stop placing blame. And we got to stop saying this one ain't doing this one ain't doing that. Oh, they got the information before I did, not because I wasn't able to use it because I got it late. Let's start being the first, proactively being the first at these tables where we talk about these things, and we let not just our book business know, but what else are you doing? Like, what thoughts do you have inside your head that are spinning, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I could do this, but I'm just like really not sure how to go about doing it. Well, talk to people that would like minds to have them put that, once again, aside of what you did, put that seed out there and allow us to say, okay, let me take this seed and see what's inside of it. See how I can use it. See how I can grow. Failure to do those type of things leads us nowhere.
Girl, look, y'all. Look, take the show, girl. Do it. Do it. No, but so y'all see her in this picture here, in front of her book, the personal health journal, and she was in her booth, waving at me and all of that. She's still in the metaverse today, y'all. Look, this is her setup now, though. Boom. We walk into the room with her book. You understand me? And then you see some people there. We were at one of our networking events and went to, see her book. And when you click on it, it will go to where you can purchase it. And then there she go right there. See, so I'm going to show you a video right now of her book because it is so important what she has created. But this is the video she had in her booth. This is what I'm saying. It was not like you just sitting at a table and you trying to sell your book. I'm going to show you her jam because people contributed to this wonderful work that she was able to put in her booth and sell her book because she had the commercial. So let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Adrienne Pree. I just want to share a little information with you all with my experience with this journal right here. Thank you, Sandra, Miss Sandra Washington. It's a journal and a planner. Last year, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we were just overwhelmed with all the information and the doctor appointments and so much. This book came in handy.
I'm Pat Pearson, and today I'd like to do a special shout out to LC and Sandra Washington of MediHelps LLC. Many times when we go to our doctor's appointments, they ask us tons of questions regarding our medical history. Well, they've put together a planner and journal that's going to assist us in answering those questions. I carry this with me to every doctor's visit that I have, because in here I keep track of my medical history.
We put all our informations regarding our doctor visits, some history, medications, all of this information is in one place, and it makes it so easy for us to stay on point regarding our medical care and just being able to have everything at our fingertips. Thank you, Sandra, for coming out with this beautiful journal and helping me to get organized. And you should consider doing the same. Get your hands on a journal and get organized.
All right, go ahead, y'all. Hercules, Hercules. That's what I'm talking about. So you see, guys, when you are at a booth or at an event, you talk to the people, they touch the book, you might be able to discuss them. But I mean, this is something that in the metaverse, you could have played that video over and over again and just watched it and taken it in and make a good decision about whether you want to buy it or not based on what you heard in the video. And so um, I love the story you just told me yesterday, I think it was last night, about somebody that approached you with a new digital whatever. Can you talk about that experience? Because it was, I loved what you were able to say to her once they thought they was in the know, honey, and they was expressing something that you didn't know. But tell a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was actually on LinkedIn, and I was invited into a room. I went into the room and I didn't understand what it was about because I heard it was like a speech, like a speech that was going on over a megaphone. And so the person wasn't in the room. They were just speaking, and I didn't understand what they were speaking about. So later, after the show was over, one of my friends approached me and she said, she said, I saw you was in the event. How did you like it? And I was like, well, I'm kind of confused because I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is they were doing. And she said, oh, they created this new thing. And I was like, really? I'm like, what's the new thing? And she's like, oh, the metaverse. It says you got to be there. I'm like, I've been in the metaverse for 2 years. And now they're coming out with their own version of the metaverse. I give them credit for it because they're African Americans, and I so give them credit for it. But this isn't new. But I'm like, she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. I'm like, it's not new. We've been here already.
Mm.
Once again, though, it shouldn't take that kind of not knowing to get people involved in things, right? It just really shouldn't. People should have known, right? And they still should know that there are, metaverses out here, and they might be doing something different in their own separate way, but it's a reality. They're here.
Yeah, we're here, and I'm gonna tell you, because I didn't say this part. I really wanted to focus on the metaverse right now because we are not doing the book fair this summer. Okay. I said just this summer, we're not doing the book fair. But somebody said, yo, why don't you just use the metaverse? And I was like, Now we did the book fair in the metaverse before, but we needed more people to come to it. And so I wanted us to do this show because all you got to do is have some math on how it works and what it is before you understand why you need to be there. We could be doing so much commerce in the metaverse. I build websites, so I'm able to add an e-commerce component to the metaverse. And so, yeah, what? Let's get it on. And yes, we've been here for a while doing it, but I love creating the reality. She said, I've been in metaverse for 2 years. Girl, not only that, y'all, but y'all can write this one down. The Soulful Chicago Book Fair created the first opportunity in the world for Black authors to sell their books in the metaverse. I'm telling you right now, that's history. We're the first authors to sell our books in the metaverse in the entire world. So yeah, give it up. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. I love that because, it's just I'm about fast forward, movement forward. We cannot keep dwelling on the past. We know who we came from, but if you want to focus on the past for a minute, we're not going to focus on the past starting with slavery, guys. Not when we ran the world. Prior to that, like thousands of years prior, we actually ran the world way longer than we were enslaved. So you want to take it to King Mansa Musa, you can take it to King Tut, I don't know who you want to take it to, Sphinx, whatever. We just have that history. So if I'm a look at an example, that's where I'm gonna go. We're not gonna look at ourselves as we descendants of slaves. Stop it. Stop it. That was somebody else's game. But before,
But you know what, Asada, what I do want to add to what you're saying is this. We're getting ready to, in less than a month, we'll be coming up on Juneteenth, 2024, right? And we're walking around with these shirts that say, I stand on the backs of my ancestors, or I stand on my shoulders of my ancestors, or I'm doing this for our ancestors. When in reality, are we really? Because our ancestors wouldn't want us to be standing still and looking backwards. Our ancestors would want us to take and grab a hold of everything that's inside of us and use it to propel us forward. They would want us to be in that spot that we're in. So when we look at it and we say that we're so proud of our history and we're doing this, that, and the other, like really, ask yourselves, are you?
I love it. I love it.
Ask yourself, are you?
I just love it.
What? Because looking in the back, you're not doing what they would want us to do. So no, you're not. You're using them as an excuse, and that's the last thing they would want from any of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, girl, for that point. Now, the one other thing I want to say about the metaverse, because you've definitely spoken about the things that you got your board member from that. There's a company called 501c3.org, right? And my girl Bridget Scarborough, she actually rented out an office in the metaverse. And as a result of her being in the metaverse, she came to networking events and what have you. But what's your relationship with that company because of the metaverse?
Well, Bridget and 501c, my 501c3 actually was the company that we used to actually propel us forward into our 501c3. So she helped us get set up with our nonprofit. She worked with us various occasions on various different things, but we wouldn't have met her. We would have been one of them people at our home scratching our heads saying, I got this idea, but I'm really not sure what to do with it. So where does it go? It goes away because you don't have a like mind to help you think through it. That like mind is not, to me, in my opinion, is not at it's not at a virtual, it's not at an on-site book fair because you don't have that time that you need to actually talk and get to know that person and see, what's inside that person. So she is the proponent behind us getting our 501c3 set up under our for-profit. So once again, it's a great e-commerce space to go, even if it's not for your books, if it's for some other business topic product that you're going after.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you. See, the thing about the metaverse is that it's a different type of person there. If you're in the metaverse, you're already on so many tiers above our peers because you're transacting and networking in a digital environment. The last person that I know that you connected to is very dear to me. I just spoke to her the other day. It's a sister in there named Amy Scott. Oh God, she's amazing. Talk about meeting her, because you're not meeting with Amy Scott unless you go into the metaverse. That's the only place she meets is in the metaverse. So go ahead on and tell about Amy.
You know what? Once again, I thought I hit the nail on the head. We met Amy. Asada had a get together, after the book fair. She had a get together, and Amy Scott was there. She did a virtual oversight of our website. She saw what we were missing, and she was like, "Go ahead and reach out to me so I could be able to help you." We reached out to her, and thanks to Asada, thanks to the virtual book fair and the metaverse, we have been in discussion with Amy to help us, not only because we met her in the metaverse, because what the topic is of health that's important to me and important to my foundation is also important to her. So therein lies another relationship that came about, once again, tied to e-commerce, tied to lifting your vision and your dreams above just talking and doing. So we now have a working relationship set up with Amy Scott, who told us what to do, gave us homework. We did the homework, and we're working through stages, but it's leading us up to the greatness that's inside of it's leading us up to the greatness that's inside of the Chalmers MediHealth Foundation, which once again is not just going to benefit us as the business and as a foundation, but it's going to invest in all of the millions of African Americans, brown and black, that are out in this country, in this world, period, that are suffering and because they don't know where to go.
Don't play with me. Look, don't play with me. I got dope people in this circle. And I'm just thankful because, while the work is never inundating to me. The fundraising is, but the total package of it, the result, I know why I'm put on this planet, and I know why I'm put in this circle, because working with writers procure the future. That writers can write about the future. You can write about anything, but a book never dies. It just don't. Even if it go out of print, baby, it's digital now. Like, it's so many things that we can take advantage of, but we are the procurers of the future as writers. And so even though I'm not a person that be like every day, like, oh, I just finished the book. Oh God, I can't wait to read another one. Like, that's not me. But literary wise, I could see why the creator put me in this realm. I'm an author myself, but somebody has to put us on the map, because the world doesn't really do that, like with the literary vibe, particularly in the Black community. You know, you see dance supported, you see musicians supported, but the writers don't really get supported in the same way. And that's okay, because somebody got to do it. So I'm going to do it. And then even if I influence others to do this work as well in their way, we're going to make it happen. So I want to say thank you so much, Sandra, for being
You're
here.
welcome, of course. Anytime you need me to speak up and to tell people about the benefits of being in the metaverse, please do count on us.
Man, y'all, she ain't no joke, and I love her for it. Stay tuned. We're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, boom, 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 we going across the globe, kid. So be ready. Talk to you in a minute. Thanks, Sandra. Peace.
You're welcome.
The heart of the Soulful Chicago Book Fair comes the Soulful Book Fair Foundation. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation provides programming, training, and literary opportunities for Black-themed writers and their readers, while increasing exposure and access to culturally relevant literature in Black communities. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation is built on 4 pillars. Enhance the Black literary marketplace, bolster training and marketing for Black writers, archive Black stories and literary experiences, and foster writing and telling of stories through Black youth. Our signature book fairs have showcased over 350 authors. Still, there are not enough opportunities for Black writers to promote their work. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation helps to enhance the Black literary marketplace and provide avenues for authors to gain exposure and sell their books. Everyone has a story to tell. For those people courageous enough to become authors, we help guide them through the process of building a business around their books. From effectively presenting at events, to maximizing social media,
learning what Snapchat is, learning what Instagram is, how to use it, how to market to it. So I think that is what made me, I didn't sell out. I think I brought about 80 books and I sold like 68. So I think that was really, really good.
we offer training and marketing to help Black authors so they can confidently develop fruitful literary careers.
Soulful Chicago Book Fair, be there!
Understanding the past allows one to map out the future. We preserve the stories behind the storytelling of activists, writers, leaders, and youth in the Black community through state-of-the-art videography produced by the media partner of the Soulful Book Fair Foundation, OM Productions International. We transform history into our story.
I purchased my first property at 19 years old, and I have done more than 20 deals since then. I can teach you too. Come visit me at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair, July.
Myth. Children today do not read and write as much as we did in the past. Children today actually read and write more than we used to because they post and text as their primary form of communication. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation creates opportunities for young people to share their stories through special workshops.
So in our African tradition, when you have special programs like this, you usually or always begin it with a libation. We pour our shame against our BC. He was recruiting enslaved Africans for 5 years in Charleston, South Carolina, to take over that city.
Hey, Black child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn. Do what you can do. And tomorrow, your nation will be what you want it to be.
hear it? Send yourself on a sabbatical. Look at your history. Our labor here was never contractual.
The Tenure D Black Essay Contest provides opportunities for young people from grades 4 through 12 to win prizes for sharing their family histories.
My great-grandmother was born July 27th of 1934 in Mississippi. She moved to Chicago in her early 20s because there was much more broad racism in the southern regions of the U.S.
The Tenure D Black Essay Contest validates their young thoughts and creates a platform for their ideas to be taken seriously. We believe that our children would read more if what they read reflected more of who they are. Why not help them be the authors of their own experience?
Well, I started writing things in my journal, and then I started taking writing classes, and I realized I can put the things that go on in my life into my book, so I took them in my journal and I put them into my book.
On these 4 pillars, enhancing the Black literary marketplace, bolstering training and marketing for Black writers, archiving Black stories and literary experiences, and fostering writing and the telling of stories through Black youth. The Soulful Book Fair Foundation is building a literary movement for the ages that is amplifying the voices of Black authors, poets, and even composers, and creating opportunities for them to share their unique perspectives with millions of literary fans across the city and across the world.
And if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
All right, y'all. I want to say a couple of things. That video with the elders, when we were looking at our literary ancestors, we just lost a beautiful author, Octavia Reese. She was a science fiction writer. She played the cello. She's played at many of our events when we debuted in the public library downtown. I mean, so beautiful. Just want to say we love you, girl. We know you are hovering over this earth, and we know that justice will be served. We're not playing with them, because you were definitely an asset to the world and an inspiration. So want to say that for sure. And want to just look at that. Y'all saw that digital book fair? Well, good. Guess what? It opened the doors for so much beyond, like I can even describe. And this next person, what? This brother done set the tone. He's actually given us, I don't even know if he really understands who he is to the planet, of course, but to us, yo, that's my success story for the rest of the universe. I don't care what nobody say. The fact that we were able to bring in a brother from Japan to be a part of our circle is just, ain't nobody got no words for that. So let me bring my brother on right now. Brother Saquon, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for the intro.
Yo, check this out, y'all. How you gonna be from Japan? You sound like you from New York. What you doing right now? Like, yo, I was like, what? He from New York. I don't know what he's talking about.
You
So,
bring the New York out in me. I mean, I did my time in New York. I did a lot of time in New York actually.
okay, cool. Well, we getting ready to get into it. I just, I had it set up so that we could walk into your room in the metaverse. And I was like, oh God, but I closed the metaverse. But it's all good because if you're watching this, you will be in the metaverse. And I have pictures of it. But Taquan, please tell us how you are here. It is divine design. We know that spiritually. But like, how did this happen? How did you even get in our cipher? What's up?
Well, that COVID time, that the pandemic time, prior to that, I had went to the U.S. for a couple book fairs, one in Atlanta and one in Harlem, actually. And, I was trying to reestablish myself, that way. And when the pandemic hit, obviously everything was locked down, but, it got me online looking at different opportunities, and I stumbled across the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. And I got in touch with Sister Asada, and, no one's more down to earth than her. And she quickly, told me what I needed to do, hooked me up. We talked, and, things happened. And I guess you could say the rest is history. Had a great time in the metaverse so far.
Yo, check this out, y'all. So first of all, let me tell you. So, I be doing my thing, getting out there for the book fair. So this brother says to me via a messenger, he's like, yo, I got to be a part of this. And I was like, all right, what's up? So he was like, I'm from Japan. I said, you from Japan or you in Japan? He said, both. I was like, oh God, like, how is this happening? Right. And so just the fact that, and then when I saw who he was, I was like, yo, hold up. A brother coming from Japan, locks down to his shins. What is this? So just your whole demo is, I think for us, we don't, what do we know about Japan other than what kids know with anime or this and that? But what I love is your message, and you're coming to the table with a very specific agenda for our people. So just talk about that a little bit.
Well, I come to the platform, I always say I come as a writer, not as a researcher, or although I do a lot of research or try to in my work. But basically, the last book I wrote from the perspective of someone of Japanese descent who, was brought up kind of in Japan, but then went to the States and then came back as an adult. And when I came, I saw a lot of brothers and sisters here in Japan all of a sudden. Not only brothers and sisters, but other people labeled foreigners. Japanese are very, very discriminatory in terms of foreigners and Japanese. And, I just saw a lot of, actually, I saw a lot of different things, but I got a lot of emails from people. I started getting a lot of inquiries about people who lived here about things that are going on in Japan, because Japanese society is very insular. So after a long time of getting the same emails over the course of maybe like 20 years almost, I ended up writing a book, which was 21st Century Japan Decoded. And basically, because I worked in social work when I was in the States as a mental health specialist, I saw a lot of problems. Well, I don't want to say problems, challenges, the same challenges over and over again. But basically, I really, really wanted to try to add to, or I don't want to, help. Yeah, I guess I help is the word. Black people, not just Black people, but mainly Black people who live in Japan, decipher what's going on in Japan, because I knew I kind of had an inside, scoop. And usually when people have an inside scoop, the last thing they do is let it out. They try to use it for their own, good. But for me, my own good is to help my own folks, So basically, that's where I'm kind of coming from, that melanin-rich perspective. Even Guy Coaching the Story, the trilogy that I wrote, which is based on my life, but it's a fictional tale. But I'm really trying to tell a story that people, any melanin-rich person, anybody who's watching this, and I say this over and over again, just the fact that you have the luxury of having, everything you need to watch this, to have the time and the space, means that you are a success story. You've gone through a series of miracles, whether they're documented or not, or anyone else saw them, just to get where you are. And in Guy Coaching the Story, I write stories. Most of them were mine, but not all mine. It was, what I saw during the course of the 80s and 70s and 80s, actually. And really, when people read it, a lot of people have told me, they're like, hey, this character or your character reminds me of such and such in my neighborhood who did such and such and such. We have like long conversations. And that's really what I wanted to do. The details are about me or my neighborhood per se. But I think anyone who, we all kind of have a similar story. The details are distinct, but the broad stories are very similar, and they're success stories, and they need to be written about and documented and told to others.
Yo, check this out. Look, y'all. So, and you can see this picture. Let me just show this picture. This is the book Gaikojin. Can you tell them what Gaikojin means?
Well, Gaikokujin, okay, if you say Gaikokujin to Japanese people, they'll tell you it just means foreigner, someone who's not Japanese.
Okay.
But that is phonetically speaking, that's the answer. But my book, where you see there, those three characters, the middle character I've changed, and that character is black, means black. But Koku also phonetically can be country, so the character will be different. So, for example, if you say Gaikokujin to a Japanese person, they won't see that middle character; they'll see a different character. But if you show that to them and then say, "Oh, this is a story about a Japanese person who is telling his story from inside of Japan," they'll definitely get it.
All participants
Okay.
are unmuted.
Look, I'm over here. People like, we can't hear everything he's saying through the phone. I'm coming. Y'all can hear him. But if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you're hearing everything, and that's good. So anyway, we got this story, and y'all, he's for real. He be like writing, calling me, talking about, y'all got to go write right now and all of that. I'm like, oh, he a for real writer. But in terms of the metaverse, and I showed you all this image here. This is the book. This is us chilling in his room in the metaverse right now. When you go in that room and you touch the book that's on the wall, you can purchase it. There's a video on the wall also of a success story that this young dude just left on Amazon about what he felt about the book. So please make sure you get in there. But and this is right now what it is. But right here, this is Taquan doing a book discussion in the metaverse. And man, I mean, did we enjoy that? I mean, I love that term, melanin richness. So important, melanin richness, like for us to see something that we have innately and to see that, oh, there are abilities that come with that. What was doing this book fair and particularly doing this book discussion like for you? Because this audience isn't your usual audience. It's a bunch of Black folks from America that, and you in Japan. So what was this like right now, you experiencing this?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, it was my first time doing anything, in the metaverse or experiencing the metaverse at all. So I didn't know what to expect going in. But yeah, it was a great experience. Really caught my attention because, as you said, I've been in Japan for so long now. When you talk to Japanese people, there's even in hip hop, being from the hip hop generation, the call and response. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. In Japan, you have to prod or elicit any kind of response. Everyone is, stoic. And and you won't even know if you did great or you did terrible in many cases until you really do something. But Black folk, they're not like that. Even if they don't straight boo you off the stage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But so just getting the questions, the inquiries, and like I said, the call and response going back and forth was so recharging and rejuvenating for me, because I was still I'm in Japan doing it, but I'm getting that Chicago flavor, so that alone might have made it something separate than another person might get in the metaverse. But yeah, just being able to, express myself to so many people who are so far away, who wouldn't know me in any other way, that was great.
Now, check out this next picture. Well, not this one, but I'm gonna show you. So this is Taquan. He got they ain't have his long, luscious locks in the doggone thing. So at least he went with the locks here. But this is him in one of our networking events. And on the wall in this room, it talks about membership in our program and all of that. But this I felt was very important, because you see that brother in that image? That brother in that image was a friend of yours. And can you see who that was? Can you read his name? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Eligio Mauri. Yeah, that's my brother over here, brother from Mozambique, and he graduated from a university here where I live in Nagoya, and and he and I, came into friendship probably like over 10 years now. And he's some kind of ocean scientist. He does some work in the ocean. I've actually helped him with some of his thesis work, translation and stuff like that. But yeah, really good, great brother, really, really good friend of mine.
So when we talk about global, y'all, this is so important. How is a brother from Mozambique by way of Japan coming to an event with us and being part of a book discussion? Do you all not see that we are defying truths? Like, we're creating new truths. And when you want to talk about being revolutionary, I don't know if y'all on a revolutionary tip, but I am actually. Nzinga, Garvey, Harriet, those are the people I follow ancestry-wise and looking at the things that they gave to the planet. So when it comes to what can I contribute to the planet, I can contribute a forum where I can get my people, no matter where they are in the world, to build together and not have to buy a plane ticket or pay exorbitant prices to connect. This is what I meant earlier about when you're in the metaverse, we're cutting out space and time. We're cutting it out. It doesn't block us in the metaverse, because we can actually come and all you got to do is have a computer and you get in this world, and then we can build. And so that for me, and like I said, being able to have you here, is just phenomenal. Now check this out. Check this out, y'all. Not only he talking about, he's in Japan. Yo, Taquan, since you came into the fold with our group in 22, how many times you been to Chicago, kid?
What, 3 times?
It seemed like 3, but I think it's 2. But
twice. Yeah, twice. Yeah, it feels like 3. Yeah.
So we're talking about, not only did he take part in the metaverse, but he came to Chicago. But the coming to Chicago is connected to something else, because he made a decision to do it. What's it connected to, yo?
You asking me what is
it connected? You actually coming here. Why would you even actually come here? Is something that happened that made it so that beyond the metaverse, I need to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? What made you actually say, yeah, that's a move I need to make?
Well, just really seeing from the time that I stepped in, and really your vibe, and just seeing where you're going and understanding where I'm getting in on it, and just understanding the need to be part of something that I feel strongly. Because as you go through this life, you start realizing that opportunities like this don't come along every day. And then you start, like I always start talking about, like, what is, and I ask my students this as a running theme. I ask them, like, what is the ceiling on life? And this is there's no correct answer. And the more you think about it, you might change. But, like the great Bob Marley's talks about this in Redemption Song, and, along with other, greats. And so for me, like, again, I've been in Japan, and things that I wanted to connect with. And I realized when I saw what you were doing, I was like, these are the things I'm talking about. So, Spirit's going to lead you to certain things, but, knowing that who we are, we have, choice. And then I have to choose and I have to make it happen. So physically going to Chicago was very, very important and is still important to me. And then when I went there, to find out that two of my partners live in Chicago. Well, one of them I knew because I met in Japan, and he was one of the guys that I had tremendous success with. The guys just, reminds me of success. So, and then another guy, a little bit more adversity, but you can actually read about him in the second book of A Guy Coaching the Story. But he's my brother, and and to find out that he was he was a guy that I hadn't seen since we were like 2021.
Okay.
Something like that. So it was like 30 years. And
Right.
I went to Chicago to get to relink with this brother. Was really, really good. Really good for me.
Okay. Look, sisters don't be doing no math now. They over there trying to do the math. Wait a minute. He said he was 20. Because you look at 20 whatever now. But yeah, they over there like, let me do the math. Oh yeah. He gonna say he from the hip hop.
I'm OG. You know what I'm saying?
I'm from the hip hop generation too.
Yeah, hip hop generation. We hip hop generation out.
No doubt about it. And in your book, you really did an excellent job. What's so good about his books, guys, is for me as a girl from New York, whatever, like it never skipped a beat. I wasn't reading something that was foreign to me. And I was like, what? I almost was like, what you know about that? How you know that song? How you know? And so just putting it together and then saying, no, this is a brother from Japan that had culture here. Yo, I don't know all the parts of your future, but I can see a path. Like I could see why the creator put you in certain places so that you had sort of a precursor to what's coming. You know what I'm saying? America is not foreign to you. You know it. You understand? In all the different ways that you know it. You were in the service. And I mean, I really need to read his books. He's an excellent writer. But I'm just happy, and this is how it happens. I just built the ark, yo. I just built the metaverse. That's all I did. I would build it so that you all can now come and create whatever the future holds. And so because you guys and because we've all come together like this, something's happening. I don't even think I understand how big it is, but it's built though, right? It's huge because you guys, the metaverse, I'm telling you right now, we're going to put them back in motion. I might put them in motion in June, maybe, I don't know, maybe next week. But these networking events, we literally are doing networking events on Monday nights and Friday nights. I think I'm going to get back on it, because since I'm not doing the book fair in the summer, let's amp up what we're doing in the metaverse and come and get our literary vibe on. We've had, I think you performed, didn't you perform at the book poetry event? Didn't you perform at that? The open mic?
Yeah. No, I didn't. No, I never did the open mic.
You sure? Because I think I remember you there. Stop playing. You wasn't in the open mic set that we had in the metaverse?
No, I did a performance when I went to Chicago.
I know that. Stop playing. Yeah. That was in real life, but in a metaverse, we had a poetry event. Anyway, I remember you there. I'm gonna find the pictures and then I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do another show. But yeah, I think you're opening a whole other reality, I think, for Black people to start getting out the box. Like, what are you talking about right now? We're around the whole globe and not just Africa. Like, we are not just the Caribbean, but to really understand what we do and how much it, no matter where we are, how much it relates to the root, to Africa. I want to show this image again because y'all see this statue on the left-hand side that's in his presentation? Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, well, that's some sculpture from, you can kind of see the Jomon period, and they tell you what scientists say how far back it goes. Mm-hmm. But if you take those, the caption away, and I ask most people, where do you think this is from? Very few people would probably say Japan, and probably not even Asia, unless you know more about like Southeast Asia, maybe. But at the presentation I did in Chicago Live, I had that picture along with other images, and I actually showed images of ancient Jomon period, and the Jomon period was before, like the period before everything became Asian. It looked African, if you ask me. But I actually, don't believe me, I put it up against like Gabon and pictures from the ancient Dagon people, the people who are very, very noted to be down with like NASA and made a lot of research discoveries regarding space.
Sure.
And most people, and Asada was there, she can attest to it, couldn't tell which one was which. So it just goes to show you that I really think, the world is going back that way. But in the past, it was just all melanin-rich people all around the world,
That's
so
right.
this, race is a construct that's, in this time and space.
Excellent. I just want to show y'all this only for the fact that my man Taquan changed his outfit. Look how he was rolling with the shorts on and the glasses. Y'all look all the way on the side of the metaverse. He said, I need to get sporty-orty with it right now. Put my shorts on and my sneakers. So
I think they kind of put me on it. I don't think I had a chance to get my stuff together on that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Don't even try it. So anyway, thank you, brother, for coming on. You're a very big
pleasure's all mine.
History. And y'all, he in Japan, so he 14 hours ahead of right now. So it's morning for many of us right now. It's getting close to midnight. So I am going to let you go to bed. And thank you so much for being here because, man, the history has been made. It's our story and the future's waiting.
All right. Future's
Peace,
here.
brother. And I thank you. You guys, we're going to be coming right back to Gathering with the Griots right after this commercial break. So
all right.
Peace. All right.
I got spanked and I turned out fine. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Kids today need to be beat. What else am I supposed to do? He's so bad. Oh, she gets on my last nerve. Better hush up before I give you something to cry about. It was important that I write the book, Beating Black Kids.
I'm old-fashioned, and I believe, you just can't let a child do anything.
I think it's okay, long as you don't abuse them.
It's needed to a certain point.
But what I saw was a collection of adults who were talking about a topic they had never really talked about before. Out came, my mama used to hit me with a spatula. My dad used to hit me with a belt. They used to make me get wet first. They used to put my face in a pillow and then spank me. Like all of these different stories about how we have gotten beaten over time. And while there was a lot of laughter when those stories were being told, I could clearly see that there's a fine line between laughing and crying. And I knew that it was time for me to write a book about handling the situation. And so it's very obvious that this came from being a slave, from a slavery experience. And that whole spare the rod, spoil the child. The shepherd did not beat the sheep with the rod. He guided them with the rod. And so it is just obvious that that came from a slavery experience. And we have to know how to differentiate those things and then just use some discernment in terms of doing what's best for our children and not breaking their spirits. With regards to how we discipline our children, first of all, I always tell people that discipline, if you look at the etymology of the word, it comes from disciplina, which is the Latin root meaning teach. And so when you discipline a child, you are teaching them. But when you use corporal punishment and you hit our children, you're not teaching them anything. They're actually not going to do it again out of fear. They're not doing it out of reason. The frustration that we feel from being powerless in a society and all of the things that come along with that, those issues are not to be taken out on our children when we get home. The definition of domestic violence says bringing harm to someone in your home or hurting someone in your home. So I want us to look at how we beat our offspring and how that's not giving them anything good. It's making them quote unquote obedient, but that's what you make a dog, that's what you make an animal. But when you're dealing with someone of higher intelligence, use their intelligence and start to talk to them in ways that give them power, make them ideas, and it'll just be an easier parenting road for you. There's a part of the brain called the regulatory part of the brain, and that's the part of the brain that helps you make decisions in times of adversity. Well, if they have that toxic stress before they even 4, that part of the brain does not develop. And so you're looking at a community full of people with no regulatory equipment. So we need to be bringing a different generation of people up with a different consciousness. Make sure that the kids feel good and alive while they're living. Don't be upset after they die and after there's all these senseless killings. Let's treat them well while they're living, and then we'll see a different impact. The adults want to be upset, but you taught the children the violence when they were young, and it's the tools they have. I feel like, hitting children is such a skillless. We need to foster behavior that builds them up, and that just changes the way, like, we talk to each other. Talk to your discipline, because discipline, we're using it a lot to describe hitting children, and this is not directly to you, LaShawn, but it's to just all of us, because I've heard it and it's personally, and discipline. My book is sold in Switzerland, Germany, Tasmania, Nigeria, Sudan, Canada, all over the world. And so people all over the world are telling me, as far as Germany, that my book is making a difference in the lives of the people that other people touch, but also in the lives of many parents and families who now no longer beat their children because they read my book. A lot of people ask me if I'm going to write another book, and I'm not ready to write another book, but what I will say is that there is a high demand for the book in Spanish and in French. My book is not punitive, my book is not accusatory, but there are solutions replete throughout the whole book. It really is just about being engaged with your child. They're not going to become respectful and trustworthy through you telling them and demanding it. They're going to become that way from observing you and then emulating what they see. And so in my parental code of ethics that I wrote, one of my favorite lines is, I will only seek excellence in my child if I am excellent myself. And so that's what I say is the number one key to making sure you have great children, is checking yourself.
Y'all see how I roll. Y'all see how I roll dancing in the metaverse. Stop playing. So, yep, the metaverse is a place that you heard today where a lot of people have grown and are still growing. It is here for our people, but I have one more good old author. One more good old author. And this sister, I remember when her book was an idea, and I saw it grow to an actual beautiful product. I'm going to bring her on right now because she was in the metaverse with us and got her own stories. What's up, Penny, baby? Hell, you on mute, baby. Take that off. Take that off of mute now. Go to your phone, child. See if you got it on mute. Take your time and find it. Just tap the screen. And when you tap the screen, you're going to see a mic come up. And then from there, let me see. Oh, maybe let me see if I can unmute you. Let's see. All right. You just gotta unmute yourself, my dear. And so if you go to just tap your screen, and I think you'll see a microphone come up. And then when you tap it, you'll be able to open it. I don't hear you yet. Hold on. Don't no monkey start. No, joke. While she's figuring that out, let me just show y'all a little something about this beautiful lady. Look, let me add this to the stage. Check it. So hold on, I'm put myself there. Now, when Penny was in the metaverse, and Penny, as soon as you figure out the muting thing, just start talking, girl. Don't even worry about it, because we were doing it earlier. So that means we know you could do it because you had it earlier when we were practicing. So just look and see. There's a function that says unmute, and then you'll see a microphone image, and then you just got to tap that and it'll open it up. But anyway, y'all, Penny Jack was in the metaverse and had a book discussion talking about her book. And look at the topics. Are you your child's first teacher? Head Start begins in the womb. Loving lit through sounds and visuals. A passion for rap, a passion for reading. And she dealt with these topics that are important in the very early stages of working with children. And so not only did I'm just really impressed. I don't know if you see that little picture of her in the top of that advertisement, but shoot, she leaning on the doggone doll. She done got the doll made from the image of the book and an image in the book. And I'm like, I commend you, because she really got it together. Even her, when you look at her displays, because this turned into her being in our metaverse and in our regular events. And so you could see her on the left-hand side in the metaverse looking at her own book on the wall, baby. Boop, 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 boop. Her book is right in the middle of the screen. And so not only was her book there, but when you tapped that book, you could go purchase that book. It would put it right into the cart for people to buy. So that, plus you could see her right next to that with the banner and everything, selling her children's book at our event. And so did you get to figure that out yet, my love? Okay, she's coming back. She went out and she's going to come back. So we're going to wait for her to do that. But yeah, I love Penny. Actually lives down the block from me. Literally, I could be at her house right now. And she's always such an example to me, because I watched her go from an idea to an actual book. And so let's see, she's back, but is your mute off yet, my dear? It's not off yet, but we gonna find it, because I know how to. I can unmute it on my end, but I think it's muted on your phone. And so you just got to go check that. Just tap your phone so that all the images can come up, like all the icons, and then just press that microphone on your screen. But anyway, I love Penny's just focus in making this book come about. And so she gonna find it, but I'm gonna show you some things that really help you understand what doing it, the book, was about and where it came from, because it did come from somewhere. And so this says inspiration of Izzy is Busy. Izzy is Busy is her book, right? But boy, there's the people who inspired the characters. Look, don't start crying now when I'll be pulling these pictures up now, girl. They your slides, so I'll be crying looking at people. So, yep, she got her little granddaughter there, right? Got the little dog there. That's part of Jack. And these are the characters' names that she gave them: Jackie Wacky and Pagey Wagey and Izzy Busy. All of these characters came from her life. And I think this is what's so important about, I want to say, just our lives in general when we do these books. they generally are inspired by something in our lives, something that, you know, is an everyday thing, but we feel it needs to be shared. And so while she's getting that together, I want to share a few things just that y'all don't really know about the just what the book fair and what the book fair in the metaverse was like, right? Because I just have so many examples. And so when you look at something like this, that is us at an event. We actually were, it was a Black History event, and that's Amy in that blue suit all the way by the screen is Amy Scott. That's the sister that does a lot of help with consulting on your search optimization. See, like I said, when you come in the metaverse, you meet in a whole different type of person. So this was us at that Black History event and just getting that 411 from her, right? We were both speakers at that event. This is one of our networking events. You can see Taquan there. Next to him with the Kango, that's LC. That's Sandra's husband. And another sister that's always in the metaverse with her. Her name is Carolyn Coleman. She's there as well. Okay. Now, when we spoke, this was my booth in the speaking engagement. You can see Asada's list, and I have books up there that they could, get into. Of course, I got Beating Black Kids up there. I have my daughter's book up there. That was actually a video that people were watching. And then you had books by Michelle Renee. You can kind of see her in the corner, but Michelle Renee is a member of our book fair, of the Soulful Chicago. And you could be a member too. I'll show you sort of the membership items in a minute. But basically, her books were out and people could touch them and buy them. Okay. This is a picture of when we were in the metaverse in the ancestors room, where you had Zora Neale Hurston on the wall and Richard Wright on the wall and all of these beautiful people that have paved our literary way. They were up there. And this is a recent networking event. You actually see a podcast done by Naima with kids of Betty Shabazz. And it's the Betty Shabazz podcast training. This was like their spring session. And at our networking event, we were watching this particular video because the young people were asking me about the metaverse, and they were just finding out, and I was waving at them and they were kind of bugging out like, oh my God, you're in there, So that was cool. And so this is what I mean. Like, the metaverse is a nice fusion of the digital world, but then the real world, right? And so we could watch videos. I remember one night we had a debate. We went to the auditorium, and it was like Lettucey or Layla Hathaway, who's better? Sandra was like, Lettucey. I was like, oh no, Layla Hathaway. So anyway, this is me playing basketball in my heels with some of the other members. We went out to the basketball field and just said we're going to get a little basketball on, right? And then this is a picture of more like people chilling in my booth, the current metaverse that you could be a part of. All right. So that you come in, you see the books, you come in, you can see my video, you see them watching me there. They sitting, look, you can parlay and have a seat in my environment. Oh, yeah. And all the other Tony Lindsay's in there, Sandra's in there, Taquan's in there. Okay. And this was a really great evening because you see us networking, but Michelle Renee brought like mad friends with her. So my girl was there. What's my beautiful mama's name? Aquila Graves was there, and Camilla Kareem there. So yeah, so many great people were in this networking event, but you could see the inside. This is where I was standing earlier when I was showing you guys the metaverse. And then here's another networking event. And you can see some people on the wall that were at a book fair that we had. So we always have pictures of the book fair up, and people are coming and talking in the metaverse. And I met that sister right there, Luna Faye. She was a friend of Amy Scott's, and I got to meet her. And she was like, oh, I need to be with your network. So yeah. And then look, this is the conference room. What? We need to have a meeting. We can switch this conference room up, baby. Just show it left and right and really just bring as many people as we want. So when we have a networking event, we can even have it on a certain topic, and it'll be in this room in the metaverse. Oh, look at me, baby. Oh, baby, I found me somewhere that had some Indian culture. Ooh, I think I was Indian in another life because I just love it so much. And here is another image. This is a networking event. You see Taquan is in there. So what I'm saying, if you're not coming to the networking event, and this brother all the way from Japan is coming to the networking event, that's why he's going to be at a certain level, because he's surrounding himself, even though he's millions of miles away, right? He's putting himself in an environment where people can help him grow to a whole nother place. And so love the networking events. What is this? This is us networking again with Michelle's crew. Some more networking with Luna Faye and Aquila Grace. But you can see sort of the landscape. Look at that. You see my book in the background? When you touch my book on the front of that, window, it's going to take you to buy the book. So I just think I love people just seeing that and seeing how we can grow in this metaverse environment without a doubt. Okay. And then let's see here. Yep, got a little look. I'm looking passionately, and everybody's in my booth watching it. So if you're an author, and imagine you can bring people to an environment like this just sets the record on a whole different space. And that's what I'm doing, guys. I just want us to really be in a space where we can prosper without question, right? And I think this is the last one of the images. That's us saying goodbye. And jumping up and down and doing things. We can do all of that in the metaverse. And so I'm really, really happy about what exists. And I'm going to tell y'all, let me put this up, because if you want to come into the metaverse, then all you have to do is go to this. You see this link at the bottom of the screen? I think I'm going to put it on the screen, not as a ticker, so that you can write it down. You can come in the metaverse if you go to this link. And so I'm going to make sure let me just change it. And I'm going to make it so that you can see it up close. And let me save that. Yep, there we go. All right. So see this link? All right. When you go to this, that link, it gives you a great description of the metaverse, and then it guides you right to it. Okay. And so I got a comment from Naima, said that's a fantastic way to network without leaving your home or even having to get dressed. You ain't lying. Look, you ain't lying. Because I'll be in the metaverse. I'll be in my nightgown, baby, because y'all can't see me in the metaverse. In the metaverse, I'm all dressed to impress and looking good. But, oh, no. No. Not in real life like I put this on. But y'all can't see me down here. So, yeah, this is the link I want you all to go into the metaverse, okay? And I want to show you this because and our lovely Penny didn't get to come through, but it's okay. We used to do things like this. Look at this. A literary metaverse field trip. Because Michelle Renee set the tone. She used to bring her class into the metaverse. That means her students would log into the metaverse, and she had an assignment. They would have to go meet at least 2 or 3 authors, come back, report on them, go to the literary ancestor room, identify them, like a whole big thing. So we were having here, please accept this open invitation to English, Africana Studies, Media Communications, and Social Science instructors in higher education. Your students will have an opportunity to research Black literary icons and history and meet and learn from present authors from around the world and more. What? Who can do that in real life? So we had events like this, Literary Metaverse, right? And then we had, look at this, meet the author in the metaverse. So again, they were able to come from noon to 6. The authors were all in their booths. You can come and meet them, speak to them, ask them questions, buy their books. Okay. So that was happening in the metaverse. And then look at that. Black Rhyme, baby. You had the RSVP, but it was an open mic poetry month in the metaverse. So we literally had poetry set. What's up? In the metaverse. And so it was good. People were performing like Sharon Green, and she calls herself, of course, Queen Empress Yah Israel, right? She did a poem. So, yep, we provided just literary entertainment in the metaverse, right? And then we had sponsors. Look at our sponsor booths. What? You a sponsor? Look at that. POA. That's the Preservation of Affordable Housing. They've always been great supporters of the book fair. And so they had a full booth with video showing the things that they do in the community. That was awesome. And then we had DL3 Realty. This is the company that be putting the Whole Foods in the Black community, all of that. And so we had them as sponsors as well, with a video about their work in the community, right? And this is one of my favorites because I went to school with her. Well, this ain't the slide. That's us chilling. That's us chilling. That's me, Christine Irie, my booby. That's my metaverse booby. Corella, and Sandra again, but we were just chilling in one of the lounges there. And if y'all look at the floor, you see that blue line on the floor. In the metaverse, anytime you sit in a blue lined area, the people outside of it cannot hear you. Okay. If it's a dotted line, they might hear you a little bit. So it's not cutting out all the sound, but sometimes you get a blue line. And if it's a full blue line, then that means that you and whoever you might meet a man in there. You might meet your husband, your future husband in the metaverse, and y'all could go to a table that got that blue line around it, and y'all could talk all day in the metaverse. Can't nobody hear you. Yep, we love it. Now, this is one of our sponsors, and this is Hip Hop Sisters. This is MC Light and my girl. I went to school with Lynn Richardson. She's like the Suze Orman, the financial guru of the Black community and Black celebrities. And so they were a sponsor also, Hip Hop Sisters. And they had a booth that not only showed video of Lynn doing her talking, but you could buy MC Light's books. I bet you ain't even know she had a book, right? That was her voice on that commercial, y'all. I might show it again just so you could hear, but that was MC Light that came to the table. So love that. And there's us saying goodbye again and all that good stuff. But I'm going to show you that video one more again just so you can see my girl MC Light was in the house with us. So appreciative. Just watch it again.
Join us for the 2022 virtual Soulful Chicago Book Fair. Meet the authors of Black children's books.
And this book is most appropriate for elementary school age children.
History books, books about wealth, spirituality, fiction, and more.
Working on the 8th one now, and I'd like you to check it out. What do you think?
Come to shop, see concerts, and network for 6 months, and do it all in our fully animated environment.
This book is going to help you remember those questions. So once again, I thank you so much for stopping by my booth. Thank you so much.
Launch with us February 12th, 2022. Get your Macs and PCs ready to download the private link below, and we'll see you there.
You just got to go. You just got to go.
All right, y'all. So that's all for today, you lovely people. Thank you for being here with Gathering of the Griots. Metaverse style, y'all. We go on Metaverse on a regular. So get ready because no monkey don't stop, no show. And we love you. Be here next Tuesday for another episode of Gathering of the Griots, and peace.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jareh. Kenya, asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.